Welcome to the DES Next Gen series here on YouTube. I'm already messed up, but either way, we want to say thank you to Hunter Davis coming here to join me in the booth, Damon O'Brien on the broadcasting. He's going to be taking care of everything else. Hunter Davis, how are you doing today?
Edwin, I am looking forward to playoff race number one here at the Monster Mile. We got 18 cars that are going to be taking the field tonight. Top 10 are going to be racing for their spot in this championship field. Looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it looks like only one of our playoff drivers here in the Next Gen Series is not here, and that's going to be Todd Perrant. But if you look on that side scroller when we're going through the race, you're going to see them highlighted in yellow. They're going to have yellow around their number. Those are the guys racing for the playoffs. Our lowest starter is going to be Chuck Burley. But before I dive into that starting lineup, I'm going to give it over to you, Hunter. You go ahead and hit me with that starting lineup.
As soon as we get it up here on the screen, starting on your pole position, playoff driver 68, Tom Ringer, who is outside. Another playoff driver, the 67, Charles Connor. Row number two, you got two playoff drivers, 56, Mark Holloway, to his outside, 54, Tyler Waltz. Row number three, man, we are jam-packed full of playoff drivers. 59, Matthew Tennant, starting in fifth. 5-car, Brandon Hinton, starting in sixth. Row number four, you get the 99 of Christian Clark, to his outside. 23, Thomas Long, starting in eighth. Row number five, you got the 3-car of Sean Dion. We do have a handful of cars that elected not to qualify. You got the 48 of Max Dinda, the 4-car of Chuck Burley, the 57 of Chris Wagner, 9-car of Tad Dabney, the 84 of Jeff Dinda, 63 of Craig Knoll, and the 7-car of Austin Knight, who elected not to qualify and will be starting from the rear of the field.
I'm pretty sure they elected not to qualify because they didn't want to come in to affect these playoff drivers. But at the end of the day, being a non-playoff driver, securing a win or qualifying in front of them, that's a reward in themselves. And I think these guys should be proud of themselves to be out here competing with them.
Yeah, and I mean, starting off the playoffs here at Dover, Dover is a fantastic track to exercise, everything about racing, right? Saving tires, multi-groove track. It's dangerous, right? So, I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to conquer Miles the Monster here at Dover Motor Speedway.
Me and you both, we're pretty keen on speaking about Dover. I think Dover is one of the, I say this a lot, that me and you know a lot about a lot of tracks, but I think Dover is one of the ones that me and you, Hunter, can talk about the most because we both have seen so much success on this track. So do you think these next-gen cars are going to run the same way the ARCA, Xfinity, or Truck Series do around here?
These cars are going to be a little tight. These cars are really aerodynamic heavy, right? So when you're riding behind somebody, you're going to feel that car start to push, right? And as the tires start to wear, it's going to get worse and worse, which honestly may help people. Usually on the exit of turn 2 and the exit of turn 4 are extremely loose. You're going to see a lot of guys here getting sideways as they wing it out of corner exit. So it may honestly help somebody. It may push them too hard to where they're contacting the wall, but we are about to find out as the lights on the pace car are off. You got the 68 of Tom Ringer leading this field to the green flag.
And he's got two teammates lined up right behind him. So let's see how this goes. Charles Connor is on an island by himself. He's going to have to get a good jump on him right here. As green flag comes out, little wiggle.
Oh, 68 around. 68 around.
67 around.
Massive yellow.
The whole front row taking out 59, also involved in that. Oh my gosh, that's the last thing Tom Ringer wanted to have happen.
Let's go back and get a good replay there. It looked honestly like nobody really jumped as soon as the green came out. It looks like a lot of people spun the tires. You see the 68, it looks like when he went to upshift, it almost kicked the rear end out and it sent him around into the 67. Right there, he's loose, and it snaps around right on him. 67 recovers. The field is trying to make it through this chaos.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. It looks like right as he shifted, that car just rotated. So you've got a lot of cars infected in that. So we see here now, he gets a good jump and then rotate. 67 hit, 56. All of these cars involved early on. And, Tom Ringer's going to be looking at that. I'm on the back burner now. So we're going to see a lot more strategy now because these guys are going to be without that one clutch save of fast repair if they have to use it. So it's going to be an interesting one. This is the second time I think with you, Hunter, of us broadcasting on the first lap at Dover, caution immediately happened.
So to correct that, the last one was Homestead. We had a car blow the tires off at the center of Homestead. But looking at these cars right now, it doesn't look like the 68 got too much damage. Man, but that 67 car, Charles Connor, looks toasted. He is probably going to have to burn his fast repair here on lap number 1.
And that's something he didn't want because that's going to put him on the back burner. You're going to get a little more stressful in your race. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to let these guys hit pit road, get that damage fixed, and hopefully we get green flag racing and don't see another.
Thank you, Agent State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Cut. Hey, Arnold, I'm hearing neighbor. It's neighbor.
That's what I said. Neighbor.
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 Hey, let's go again.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Cut.
Now what?
It's neighbor.
Neighbor!
Cut.
Neighbor.
Yeah, neighbor. Just like it's written on the paper. This lady's in labor!
Cut.
Look at this. This is labor. Like a good neighbor. That was the sheep. And you know it.
It's like you're cold. Brr.
Yeah, I'm cold. Bah. Neighbor.
Still no.
Like a good neighbor.
Cut.
Burr.
Bah.
Burr.
Bah.
Burr.
Bah.
Neighbor.
Neighbor.
Burr.
Bah.
Burr.
Bah! Get me under this chopper.
It's pronounced chopper.
Don't.
It is.
Neighbor! A little bit more concealer.
Hey, Arnold. Got a bit of a script change.
Script change.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome back after that quick commercial break. Did have a slight mishap here on lap number 1, but we are now double file. It's going to put the 54 of Tyler Waltz up to P1 with the 5-car Brandon Hinton to his outside. Both playoff drivers battling it out here for the top position here at the Monster Mile.
You know, after that caution, as we're coming through 3 and 4, it's interesting to see that the next 4 positions are non-playoff drivers. So we're going to get a nice restart here. Let's see if these guys do it. Sean Dion really high up on the track, spacing and out on those guys. As the green flag comes out, Tyler Waltz gets a good jump. Brandon Hinton right there, and looks like Christian Clark is going to battle on Thomas Long and try and take that P2 position.
I got to pit this lap.
It sounds like the 5-car may have got a black flag for a jumped restart. He said he is pitting this lap, so I expect to see him taking a drive-through here as he pulls off onto the apron.
And he does. It's weird, though. He was behind the 54. Maybe he misjudged it right when the green flag, or right when that 54 went. He might have went just a minuscule of a second before him, which has cost him here, and he's going to have to take that drive-through.
Yeah, that was an extremely costly move. Now the leader, 54, Tyler Waltz, pulls up almost to a 2-second gap over second place, number 23, Thomas Long. This is going to be catastrophic for that 5-car Brandon Hinton, as he is going to go at least 1 lap down.
Yeah, as he's already gone that lap, but he's got, Charles Connor and Jeff Dinda right in front of him. Those are going to be the next guys that he's able to battle. Charles Connor does have a lot of damage. It looks like Christian Clark has settled into the P3 position, but he looks like he's being caught by the 9-car Tad Dabney right now.
We got a nice little battle here with the 4-car, the 68, the 59, and the 56 battling it out for the 6th place position.
That's going to be an interesting one. 3 of those guys are teammate. One is a Beer Run Racing driver, and, he's been on a little more aggressive side as of late, but, that's what you got to do, man. When you want to go out there and you want to win races, especially when you're in the playoffs, you've got to amp up the energy. So expect to see him pushing some envelopes that maybe other people might not be okay with, but I am all for it.
And 68 of Tom Ringer is going to run right up next to the wall. Let's see if he can get a good exit here to get past his teammate, the 4 of Chuck Burley. Now, Chuck just looks like he's going to get freight trained there on the inside line as he is now side by side with the 59 car going up.
Now, one key difference, and again, me and you, Hunter, we have a lot to talk about. I turned you at this track one time of our momentum. Everything else seems to be bottom dependent, but I'm starting to see these next-gen cars are kind of middle lane or high line. That's where they seem to be working out the best.
I mean, you're going to see that with the aerodynamics of the car, right? As you start getting tighter, you're going to start running a higher line because it's going to be a little bit less wheel input, but you're going to burn off the tires more, carrying more speed.
Which is going to be something that we're going to see play into fact because there's no stage brakes here. So wherever they run is where they're going to run. Like if you look here for the battle for P2, Thomas Long is up there in that groove the 99 wants to be at, and it's causing him some issue. But it looks like the 99 has a better runoff on the corner because he's still closing that gap.
Yeah, he's right up next to the rear bumper as our leader is now pulled out to a 3-second gap over second place, 23 Thomas Long.
You think the 54 is burning tires right now, or do you think that he's just got nobody around him? So, crossover from the 99. But do you think that the 54 is just able to run the line he wants to right now?
I think the 54 has just got clean air, and he's set, 23 hard into the wall with some right front damage. That's going to give wheel damage as the 99 was able to clear him, start trying to run down this 54.
I'm curious to see if he can, because we're about to crest into almost 4 seconds of a gap. But if he's running this hard, he might be burning those tires a little bit. Look at that. Tom Ringer's up to the P5 position. He is the second highest running playoff driver right now. And, the way the playoffs are is they're all factored back to 0. So they're all on the even playing field. So where they currently run now would be their playoff standings right now.
As we got a lot of cars that are starting to tighten up. As you saw, the 99 of Christian Clark made a little bit of contact there with that outside wall. I expect to see him run a little bit lower, give a little bit more room there on corner exit.
I'm very interested to see what Christian Clark can do. He's not in the playoffs, but do you remember back in Martinsville where he, with the oldest is on track, 23 into the wall again, he's going to lose some more positions. But the 99 at Martinsville was able to chase down the leaders and almost take the race lead. So maybe he might have a little bit better tire understanding on these mile and less tracks. So I'm very curious to see what he can do.
As our leader, the 54th, Tyler Waltz, now to a 4-second gap. Man, he is just driving away from the rest of the field.
I just don't know if that's tire burning, as the 23 has dropped all the way back to P6. He might fall in.
Tom Ringer, who was involved in that first incident, has now driven his way back up to the 4th place position. So it looks like he's gained quite a bit of track position back. Now let's see how much this tire effect is going to come into play.
Now we did see Charles Connor in the 67. He did not use his fast repair. He just kind of kept battling out there. I'm kind of feeling like maybe he should have, because he had the pace to be up there too.
As it looks like the gap between P1 and P2 is roughly staying the same, about 3.8 seconds. I wonder if the 54 has started to push a little too hard, and maybe the 99 is starting to run him down. There's some slight contact there with the wall for the 99.
99 of Christian Clark, he might be pushing that car a little too hard. Because if he's hitting the wall like that, he's got to minimize that. Because if he knocks the toe out of that car and gives himself wheel damage, it's just going to hurt him.
Looking here at our second place racer, the 99 of Christian Clark. Let's see how smooth he is. He's going to choose to run the middle apex at the bottom. Let's see when he gets back to the throttle. Right there.
He's getting real close to the wall, so I think he's probably pushing right now, and he is driving that car hard.
Now, it doesn't look like, you know, when you run the Xfinities or the truck here, right, you almost get slingshot there on corner exit. So it's honestly, it's driving completely opposite to what these guys are used to. These guys are used to a really loose car on exit, where right now these cars are running really tight.
And, you know, again, like, you know, at Dover, you want to kind of have a good flowing car. You know, everybody, you know, like how you even said, tight or loose. That's the kind of the description you want to give about your car. But at Dover, you kind of want a car that throws into the corner and cresses out of the corner smoothly. You know, that's not really tight or loose, but you want that smooth balance. So flying out of the corner to the wall, not a great idea. Entering the corner too hard to where you can't press to where you want to, that's also not a good idea. So it's all momentum based in my mind, as Thomas Long is falling further and further back, as Charles Connor has snuck his way back into the top 10.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on him. He's slowly getting some movement. He does still have some pretty significant front end damage, so I'm sure that's not helping this car drive. I bet he's one that is absolutely hoping for a caution, so he can come in and get that damage repair along with... Oh, car hard into the inside wall. Looks like a solo incident. We're going to stay green as of right now. However, it does look like he was stopping on the track.
If that car stopped on
Be
track,
the 7 car of all night.
He is into the pits now. Speaking of people hoping for a caution, Brandon Hinton, who had that black flag, he's probably hoping on a caution more than Charles Connor is. He really needs one, because look at him. He's catching these guys who are in the top 10. He really needs that.
Yeah, if you look at our Race Labs right there, we do have a couple of the Race Labs devices that are covering up our ticker. But look at that the Race Labs map, right? Your leader is currently going into turn number 3. Second place is still center of backstretch. Christian is slowly reeling him in, but still with a massive lead for that 54, Tyler Waltz.
And I mean, even Brandon Hinton, he's catching the 10th place car. If he was on the lead lap, he'd be about to crack the top 10 right now. Or he would be in the top 10. He'd be about to crack 9th place right now. So he is definitely hoping on a caution. He actually lets him get the position. He's not going to battle back on him. He's going to let him take the position. But definitely that 67 and that 5 car who are right there together. Even the 23 of Thomas Long, they're all hoping for a caution.
Unfortunately for that 5 car, he does have so much pace here, but right now he's just trying to race to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. He is struggling to get through he's making his way through this field. However, he's going to have to catch that leader, the 54, Tyler Waltz, to get his lap back.
Yeah, he doesn't have like a pit strategy or anything that puts him ahead. He's really just based off of his pace. And that's going to be a problem, because if it comes down to push comes to shove, he's going to remain a lap down this whole race. But if there's a caution, he's in the bird seat right now. Well, no, he's got to get past Tad Dabney in the 9 car. The 9 car goes a lap down. I wonder what happened to him to cause him to drop back that far.
We still got some good racing. Looks like the 68 of Tom Ringer was able to recuperate and is now back running in the 3rd place position, 6 seconds behind your leader, the 54, Tyler Waltz.
That's going to put him 2 seconds behind Christian Clark, who is kind of just holding on right there. I mean, he's not being aggressive. He's not doing anything crazy. He's even exiting the corner lower than what he probably technically should be. That's tire management, if I have to say anything. I think he's out there just trying to manage his equipment right now.
We got a little bit of contact there for what looked like the 99 of Christian Clark. Looks like Austin Knight was able to tow that car back to the pits. He did have to utilize a faster pair and is back on the racetrack, currently sitting 4 laps down. Now, the struggle for the 5 car. Sean Dion in the 3, Tad Dabney in the 9 have both went 1 lap down. If a caution were to come out, he would not be the lucky dog candidate. So he's going to have to either race his way around the 3 and the 9, or he's going to have to stay out and take the wave around if the fuel strategy permits. Looks like we had a car entering the pit road. Not for sure who it was. It is the 9 car of Tad Dabney hitting the pits. That is going to help the 5 car get around the 9. Now he needs to race down the 3 car of Sean Dion for that lucky dog position.
Yeah, Tyler Waltz, he's kind of really out there setting some crazy pace. I mean, if you look back at the P2 position, it looks like Tom Ringer has caught up to Christian Clark. But at the same time, Tyler Waltz is running away. The more cars he puts a lap down, the better the situation for him.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult, and especially now that the field is, starting to spread out. I'm not going to say it, because we don't want to kick the broadcaster's curse into effect, but these guys are slowly starting to spread out quite a bit.
Yeah, they're right on top of each other as Tom Ringer. He's trying to figure out a way past Christian Clark right now.
Christian is running a very good defensive line. You'll see him kind of enter the corner in the middle. He's going to apex towards the bottom. That time he actually stays high. He's going to try to get the drive off to pull away from the 68.
He's running that kind of Ryan Newman type line. He's making that car really wide. He does not want that 68 to get underneath him. Yes, Christian Clark is not in the playoffs, but if a caution or something was to come out, he'd be on the outside, and he would be able to jump that leader. That's what he's aiming to do. He wants to maintain his place.
Now, the issue with the 99 strategy, right, is you run that higher line and you bring the car back down to the bottom, you're going to slowly start burning off that right front and your left side tires, trying to pull that car down, and it's going to slowly start getting tighter and tighter and tighter to where you're off the throttle more in the corner, and it's going to slowly slow you down. As you get the 68 of Tom Ringer trying to look to the inside of the 99. Let's see if he can get the runoff here, pulling onto the backstretch.
Looks like the 99 is not putting up much of a fight, but, I mean, he's putting up a fight, but not anything crazy.
Thank you.
He's got to maintain his equipment. Oh, and he hits the wall there in front of the 7 car of Austin Knight.
And 68 of Tom Ringer goes back to secure the 2nd place position, now 6 seconds behind your race leader, 54, Tyler Waltz.
Now, one guy I want to call out is Charles Connor. Remember, he started outside of the front row. Look who's behind him. He's right in the same corner as the race leader.
And the 99 Christian Clark, it looks like he may have burned off some of his tires as the 7 car of Austin Knight and the 59 of Matthew Tennant both get around him running the bottom line there. Seven car hard into the wall. That's going to cause the 99 and the 59 to both go down to the bottom.
All 3 of those guys are teammates too, so that's not something they want to see. Chris Wagner out of this race for some reason. I don't know what happened with the 57, but for some reason, he's out of this race.
As we now have 7 cars remaining on the lead lap, that 54 has lapped all the way up to the 8th place position. I'm not quite for sure what kind of fuel window we're looking like, but I would suspect that we're going to see these guys start their green flag cycles here within the next 15 laps or so.
Now, Charles Connor is the first guy a lap down now. Brandon Hinton is all the way back in P11.
As the 54 continues to drive away from this field. Now 6 seconds off playoff contender and his teammate, the 68 of Tom Ringer. If you look at that map there in the top right, you got Tyler Waltz entering turn 3 as Tom Ringer is exiting off of turn number 2. But Tom does have some lap traffic in front of him, so let's see how he is able to handle this and navigate through this lap traffic. Looks like most of our field here is now starting to spread out as Brandon Hinton is setting a phenomenal pace to try to catch these guys that the 54 is putting 1 lap down, as now Jeff Dinda goes 1 lap down in the 7th position.
So one thing I just learned is the fuel window's about 70 laps, right? But the thing is the 99 of Christian Clark, for some reason, he's got wheel damage now. So that's going to hurt him a lot, and he's running in the P4 position. But they're about 70 laps. So we're about 10, 15 laps away from seeing pit stops happen.
Yeah, it's about the time frame that I was expecting. Now, the 99 as he calls in to pit this time, let's see if he's going to take an extended stop to get that damage fixed, or if he is going to just gas and goes. It looks like that right front has maybe got a little bit of damage there from the contact here at the Monster Mile.
It looks like the 23 tried to get the pit road and missed it.
As we have another contender that is now left the race, the 9 car of Tad Dabney, 13 laps down, has exited this race.
Dover is a tough track. Miles the Monster will reach out and bite you, and he will grab you and snap you out of the race. But it looks like the 23 tried to get pit road. He missed it, and now he's coming back around, and he's going to hit pit road.
Unfortunately for the 99, it looks like he is repairing damage. Oh, nope, he is now exiting the pits right now.
Probably usage of a fast repair. Their one they get, he probably used it. But now he's got a prime opportunity. He has the undercut on the rest of the field. He's got to get out there and set some fast laps now.
As your race leader is now almost to a 7-second gap. We have 5 cars remaining on the lead lap as we are now starting our green flag cycle.
You know who would really like a caution right now? Jeff Dinda, Charles Connor, or Brandon Hinton. They would love that because that locks some front runners down right now.
Now, the issue with the 5 cars, right, if a caution does come out and he wants to get back on the lead lap, he's going to have to stay out on his old tires and his fuel window, on his previous fuel window, to try and hope another caution comes out immediately to where he can get the wave around. Let's see if we can get an in-car view here of this 54 and maybe do one of DES's famous turn it up moments.
99 pitting.
While we were away on that crank it up, Christian Clark, for some reason, got loose on exit of turn 2 and turned down into the wall. That car snapped bad on him. He was in the best position possible, and now that whole strategy is gone now. He is now going to have to figure it out. He's definitely going to have to go down if he still has his fast repair. This is the time to use it because he hit the heck out of that wall. We're going to look at that replay right here. He gets past the 4 car and then just right there, too much throttle. That's too much throttle and just hit the wall hard. Matthew Tennant in the 59 also with cutting it close to get to pit road. That's going to be an interesting moment, but Christian Clark is definitely held in pits now. He just put himself in a bad situation. Christian Clark also has a black flag, probably for speeding into pits or something like that. But he is still down there, and he is pretty much cooked himself on this race.
Looks like we got a good
battling.
Looks like we had a good battle here between the 68 and the 4 car of Chuck Burley, as the 4 car is now going to go to the bottom and clear his teammate, the 68 of Tom Ringer, for position number 2.
Chuck Burley might have been saving those tires really well because that pass, passing somebody like that at Dover is not easy. You have to have it there. Oh, 68 on the pit road. 68 is on to pit road.
Looks like he was able to get it slowed down enough. That was a very abrupt entry. Let's see what kind of position this sets, as we now have 3 cars remaining on the lead lap while we still cycle through green flag stops.
Yeah, we're definitely about to get a lot of green flag stops right now. Everybody is about to be hitting pit road to get prepared for the next thing. As Jeff Denda is right there behind the race leader, and the race leader is just lapping away. He had up to a 10-second gap over second place. So he's got a nice, comfortable cushion that he can pit with and still come out in a good advantage.
67 of Charles Connor down to the pit road. I suspect we're going to be seeing our leader pitting here soon.
I mean, he's going to have to, but at the end of the day, he doesn't really have to. He has the leeway to take longer to get to pit road.
Yeah, he's got a 10-second gap. I mean, it depends on how long he can push it, right? These guys on fresher tires are going to be slowly starting to run him back down. So let's see what kind of strategy he's going to play here, as we are now 71 laps complete.
And now at this point, all our playoff drivers are within the top 8. They are all back there. So the exact order they're running right now, the only non-playoff driver in the top 8 is Jeff Denda. So all these guys know for a fact at the end of the day, that's where their points matter right now. That's where they're going to line up.
56 calling out he is pitting this time by from the 3rd place position.
I'm really curious when this 54 is going to pit. Tyler Waltz. He's pitting next time by. He's coming to pit road now.
Now let's make sure he gets a good, nice, clean entry into pit road. Now, one thing that's going to kind of play out is I know Brandon Hinton did have to pit a little bit early, so I don't know how much fuel he's got left in the tank to continue running out in hopes of a caution.
And I mean, even with him pitting like that, Brandon Hinton is one of the best fuel savers there is in the business. So he's definitely got his work cut out from there, but he is a lap down. You can't overcome a lap that easy. Chuck Burley on pit road, the number 4 car, he's also pitting from P2.
Now we're going to see a lot of these guys that did already previously cycle through their green flag stops start cycling back to the lead lap. So let's see where this plays out for everybody.
If Christian Clark never hit that wall, he'd probably be a little bit more towards the front. But Jeff Dinda is going to cycle through to the race lead, and let's see how long he can hold it before he has to go pit.
That's going to put the 84 of Jeff Dinda up front. The 5 car is now on lap. 54 of Tyler Waltz is going to cycle back into the 3rd place position.
And it looks like Jeff Dinda is not hitting pit road, so that's going to be another lap ledge for him in that 84 machine.
The 54 looks like a clean stop as he is now back on the track. Cycled 1 lap down behind your race leader, the 84 of Jeff Dinda.
Jeff Dinda's holding a lot of people a lap down. Brandon Hidden able to get back on the lead lap. He's about a half second off of him. And then he's also got Matthew Tennant about 20 laps off of him. The worst of the worst that could happen right now is a caution.
Depends on whose windshield you're looking through. For that 84, the 5, that would be a phenomenal thing for those guys.
For the 5 machine, that would reset his entire race. He'd be back in contention. For Jeff Dinda, it's going to set him up on a whole new level, but he's going to let Tyler Waltz get through and get his lap back. But Matthew Tennant's going to reset him as well. So it depends. You know, if you're the lap down cars, you'd love it.
There it is,
five
5 car.
car pitting.
He is trying to run that tank dry and just not enough. As the 5 car, Brandon Hitton's going to be hitting pit roads.
How long can the 84 go before he has to pit? What do you think, Hunter?
Honestly, I am not for sure. I do not know what kind of fuel window he is on or when he has last pitted. So I am not for sure. Just being told he has 79 laps on that set of tires. Now 80 laps. He's got to be running close to empty here. I expect to see him here pitting maybe this or the next lap.
Yeah, you can only, from what I've talked about, it's 70 to 75 laps on a fuel strategy. So how much could he have possibly saved? Because he's 5 laps past that number now.
You know, your guess is as good as mine, but he is out here leading this race, hoping, praying for a caution to come out so that he can maintain this track position.
And, you know, there's only 2 other cars a lap down on him. And honestly, maybe in his current scenario, he's not hoping on a caution. Because at the end of the day, the rest of the field has to pit. They have to. So the only person he's racing right now is the 5 car.
Interesting strategy. Has the 59 of Matthew Tennant cycled through his green flag stop?
No, he is not. He's in P2. He is not.
Looks like we're being told he did pit early as 18 laps now on his tires. So he did cycle out early. He's not going to have enough fuel to make it to the end. But as of right now, he is running in that P2 position with enough fuel. 84 pitting this time.
84 finally coming to pit road. And he's got the 68 of Tom Ringer. He misses it. He misses it.
He's going to have to get back on the gas, back up to speed to work his way all the way back around. That is going to be devastating to his gap that he was holding.
That's about 2 to 3 seconds lost already right there. But, you know, you can't fault him. He's gone further than anybody ever should on this fuel stand. And there he goes. He's coming to pit road now. Got it low down at the right time, and he is there.
Successful entry for that 84 car as he's going to be hitting his box. Let's see where he cycles out after this. As Matthew Tennant, that 59, is now going to cycle to your race lead. '54, Tyler Waltz on those fresher tires, though, has now got him down to 0.2 of a second gap, knocking on that rear bumper.
He is there, but again, Matthew Tennant, he's not an easy guy to pass. He's going to make that 54 work for it. And as you see, he's holding to that bottom. He's really just getting in the way of that 54 right now. Let's see how he goes into turn 1. And he goes to kind of a middle line right there. He's definitely making sure he's in the way of that 54 to prevent him from getting around him.
He's trying to make it as difficult as possible as we have another lap car right behind them that is trying to get up here in this mix. As the 54 washes high, that's going to open the door for the 59, sorry. That's going to open the door for the 54 to get to the inside here crossing the stripe.
Yeah, I think he tried to hold it down and just couldn't. His tires are not there for that. So it's going to knock him down to the P2 position, and then Tyler Waltz is now going to look to check out on the field.
As we are now closing in on 87 laps complete, we are over halfway through this race. 54 now cycled back up front.
'59 still holding on to that P2 position, but again, he did pit a lot sooner than the rest of the field. So he's going to have to hit pit road again before anybody else. And if my math is correct, unless there's some saving going on, everybody's going to have to pit except that 84 of Jeff Dinda, who's only 1 lap down, by the way.
He did cycle back to behind the 5 car of Brandon Hinton. As Brandon Hinton has now made his way to the lucky dog position. Should that caution come out, he will get a free wave around and be able to pit with the rest of the lead lap cars.
That is true, but he has to keep his eyes on that rearview mirror, because look at that 84. He is closing the gap so fast. I never thought the battles we'd be watching are for lap down or strategy. But look at that. The 84 is closed up to the 67 of Charles Connor. Where is he going to go? Where can he get around that car? Looks like he's going to choose the inside, and he is in motion.
He's going to easily clear the 67 car. Let's go back to that in-car cam and see how quickly he's running down here, this 5 car.
Look at that. Look at that pink car, that Hodgers throwback car. Look at it expanding in his front windshield. He is in motion. That car is getting bigger and bigger every lap.
As he has slowly started to reel him in, but just watch this run he gets off corner exit, man. He's making it look so smooth. Watch his wheel input. He's not really sawing at the wheel. He kind of sets it there. He'll ride out the corner, and he's using the gas to turn the car. This is a solid tire-saving strategy to get his car up there to that 5.
Yeah, he's doing something I don't think I could ever do. I mean, look how, like how you said, how smooth that is. I mean, it looks like he's out here driving in day-to-day traffic. That wheel's not moving. If you look at that red tape, that center line on that steering wheel, it does not move that much. It is
Caution! We got a caution.
We have a caution. What could have possibly happened?
59 of Matthew Timmett. While we're going here looking at this replay, you know who our lucky dog candidate is?
Brandon Hinton.
That 5 car of Brandon Hinton. As a 59 loose on corner exit, contacts the wall, and that stopping on the racing surface will bring out our yellow flag.
I got a little concerned because Thomas Long made his exit from the race as well. Austin McKnight's still out on track, just past him in position. So I thought it was probably that 23.
Going back, trying to... Oh, yeah, 23 did have some massive damage here. It looks like on lap 82 for him. I know he was a couple of laps down, but it looks like going into the corner, he may have gotten a little tight. Oh, entering pit road, he hit the barrels. 23 of Thomas Long. Looks like he was entering pit road. He hit the barrels and blew the engine on that 23 machine.
That's definitely going to hurt him, but he is not a playoff driver, but you still want a good finish.
Would have been on lap 90 for the leaders. We're going to step away to a quick commercial break while these guys hit their pit stops. We'll be right back.
Hey, Mike, I know you think your truck is totally sick, but this is what I think of your precious 4x4 hang out all day with your stupid friend's truck! Push it!
Hey, son of a gun! It's refreshment time! Hey, son of a gun! It's refreshment time!
And we're back watching a Rat Think 1 through 4. Those guys are holding that race. Tom Ringer, great job battling back. Now we're about to go green and see what can happen. And the green flag is out. Tyler Walt's going to get a massive jump, completely leaving his teammate. Jumps up to the high line, and he is looking to check out again. Chuck Burley looking to put himself in position. Doesn't have enough momentum. He's going to have to leave that position to his teammate. Next car near them is going to be the 59, but he's about a second off of this group of people.
One thing that is going to... So the 5 car was our lucky dog candidate, but if you are the lucky dog, you are now starting from the rear of the field. So he is starting behind everybody else and has to work his way back through the field to catch back up.
Hopefully those lap cars are gracious to him and they give him the space, but he is definitely looking to move his way to the front as we're coming to almost the last 50 laps of this race.
As our field is slowly already spreading out. I mean, look at position, 1 through 5. Those guys all started together, now 2.5 seconds separating.
Yeah, they're in motion, and our top 6 are all playoff drivers. It would be our top 7, but Charles Connor is stuck a lap down, and Jeff Dinda is the first car still on the lead lap. So he's got to go all the way around and past that car, which I don't see happening, but it's a close one. These guys are definitely running a smooth, clean sailing race.
As our field has slowly started to spread out, the 54 continuing to assert his dominance in tonight's race with now a 0.7 of a second gap over second place 68 Tom Ringer. Another thing I want to point out, look at positions 1 through 8. All of your playoff drivers that entered this race are in position 1 through 8.
Yeah, that's setting up for NextGen to be a tight points battle. Remember, this is their first race of the playoffs, and they're only sitting here in the top 8. And one of them's missing. Todd Perrant is not here. He would be the 8th driver. But you do get 1 drop if you do all 5 races, or 4 out of the 5 races. So this could be his 1 drop as long as he shows up to the next ones, which will keep him in that points battle.
If I'm not mistaken, we are not carrying a drop race for the NextGen Series playoffs. Correct. No drop races in the playoffs, so that will catastrophically hurt his chances at winning this year's Next Gen Championship.
Thank you for that correction, because he's going to have to go out and win a couple races now. He's going to put himself in a situation where he's got to win. But at the end of the day, look at this. Tyler Waltz, he's setting himself on a new stage. This is our second season of Next Gen. Our first champion in Next Gen was Brandon Hinton, who's running in P6. But now he's got all this competition. Tom Ringer finished P2 to Brandon Hinton by, if I remember correctly, it's like 1 or 2 points. But now he's got other people he's got to compete with, and he's really got to show out. So he's got to chase down that 54 Tyler Waltz if he wants to set himself out.
Yeah, looking through our field, it looks like most of our field is spread out. The 5 car of Hinton has caught the back of the 7 car of Austin Knight, currently sitting in the 11th place position. Right in front of him, you got the 56 of Mark Holloway, who is your 5th place candidate.
And that's his first position for actual position. It's not passing a lap car. That 56 will be his first car he has to pass. And, these guys were 1 through 4. Mark Holloway was the first one to fall out of it. He was in the P4 position. But now if Brandon Hinton gets to him, it's going to separate them even more.
So we are now at 109 laps complete. That is 41 laps remaining in this race. I'm interested to see what kind of strategies these guys are going to play. We know everybody can make it to the end on fuel. Now, when do you start pushing? How much tire are you saving to try to secure this race win?
They've got to maintain gaps until about the last 10 or 15 laps. Any hard push at Dover. Dover is a concrete monster. That's why it's called Miles the Monster. But you've got to maintain your gap, and then when you get there, then you can push. If you start pushing too soon, you're going to chew up them tires, and it's going to destroy your chances of going anywhere forward. So I would definitely say around lap 135 to lap 140, that's when you need to push.
Yeah, the 54 of Tyler Waltz has now pulled out to a 1.6 second gap over his 2 teammates, 68 of Tom Ringer and the 4 car of Chuck Burley. You got the 59 of Matthew Tennant running in 4th. Ratfink's own 56 running in 5th. And you got TRN's 5 car of Brandon Hinton running in 6th.
And you got Jeff Dinda. He's holding on, man. He's doing a great job. He's out there. Final car on the lead lap in the P7 position. Absolute phenomenal time for him. Leading laps today. And now the last car in the lead lap. And, there's a potential of the leader getting around to him. But there's also a chance he doesn't. So that's a pretty great thing for him. And I know he's going to be proud of his showing today. Brandon Hinton is lurking on the back end of that number 56 of Mark Holloway. He's there. It's just he's trying to maintain his equipment and not get there too fast.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's holding pretty much a steady gap to each other. Nothing's really growing or closing on each other. We're all kind of sitting around. I wonder if they're just kind of, ticking off laps to try to conserve their tires to make it to the end of this race.
Now, there's certain guys we know who are really good at long runs. Chuck Burley is one of them, Brandon Hinton, Jeff Dinda. They're really good at the long run. And Chuck Burley is actually kind of closing that gap every now and then to his teammate of Tom Ringer. So I expect him to be there towards the end of this race.
Well, while we're out here turning around some laps, let's go ahead and head over. If you are interested in getting on the track with us, you can head on over to racedes.com. As of right now, we are running an ARCA series on Wednesdays, the Next Gens on Fridays. We run 2 truck races on Saturdays, a Legacy and a Premier truck race on Saturdays. And then we run the Xfinity cars on Sundays. That will be changing around a little bit next season. But if you are interested in racing with us or chatting with us, head on over to racedes.com, hop in the Discords, and hop on the track with us. We'll see you out there.
Little moment from the 84-7 car. Never came to anything bad. But it looks like the 84 got to his inside and kind of washed that 7 machine of Austin Knight up. And he apologized to him, but that was a nice little interesting moment. Glad, I know the people in the lead did not want that to turn into a caution, so they're definitely going to be happy about that.
That looks like our closest group of cars is that 84 car. You get the 3 car of Sean Dion, the 7 of Austin Knight, and the 99 of Christian Clark, all grouped up there on the exit of turn number 2.
Do you think potentially the 4 car of Chuck Burley is pushing? He got past his teammate Tom Ringer in the 68, and now he's putting a gap on him. Do you think he might be pushing that car a little bit right now?
Based off lap times right now, the 4 car of Chuck Burley last ran a 23.5. The 68 of Tom Ringer a 23.8, which is your 3rd place runner, and your race leader ran a 23.6 on that last lap. So the 4 car of Chuck Burley was about a 10th quicker that last lap.
So he's definitely in motion. But one thing Tom Ringer's probably worried about is he's drifting backwards towards the clutches of 59 of Matthew Tennant.
Yeah, so we got a good group of cars there trying to battle it out, see who is the best at saving tires here and controlling this car, staying out of trouble to try to race up here and run down this dominant car of 54 Tyler Waltz.
Yeah, Tyler Waltz came out here and he said, I won a championship, so I'm going to make a statement. And he has been probably the most dominant car tonight. I mean, with that first lap incident, he capitalized on it really well, and I don't think he's looked back ever since.
No, yeah, after that first incident, man, he was able to control that restart, got off to a massive gap, and then just absolutely drove away from the rest of the field. Nobody was able to even remotely run him down as he set like a 10-second lead over the 2nd place car.
Yeah, and I was thinking that, Chuck Burley was probably going to inch into that as he's got great long run speed, but he's not. Tyler Waltz has mastered this track of Dover in the next gen car, and he is making sure he comes away with the race win right now. So it's going to be really interesting as we're 25 laps to go, about to hit 24 laps to go. He's got a little bit of time to make sure he holds on to that, as Tom Ringer is falling into the clutches of Matthew Tennant now.
If you're looking through that front windshield of that 54 car, you would see the rear end of that 7 car. That's going to be the first lap car that he will encounter on this green flag run.
And he definitely wants to get past him. He does not want to be held out by any lap cars at all. So he is looking to move past that car now.
This is a 59 of Matthew Tennant is slowly creeping up there to that 68 car. Last time by, the 59 ran a 23.9 and the 68 ran a 24.0. He is now to the rear bumper of your 3rd place driver, 68 of Tom Ringer.
And the
We're got a nice little battle developing here.
7 car, the guy you called out as the leader was seeing him. 7 car is taking that car to pit road, so he got out of the way. But the 59 is all over his, well, not his teammate, sorry. He's all over the 68 of Tom Ringer, so this is a great battle. Let's see what we can have happen here today.
Yeah, the 68 was running the middle line, has now went to the bottom as he's seen that's where the 59 is running. He's going to try to pull the air off the nose of that car and try to prevent him from getting a run. But the 59 was such a big run, he's going to look to the inside here.
And he's all the way down. We're going to be looking to pull a slide job, and it's successful. And he puts about 2.5 car lengths on the 68 of Tom Ringer, which again, Tom Ringer has to pay attention to the rearview mirror because as the 59 was catching Tom Ringer, so was Mark Holloway and Brandon Hinton right behind him.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't put up too big of a fight there. It looks like he kind of gave him that inside line, went up all the way to the wall. Once he was clear, he came back to the bottom to drive it off. And 99, a Christian Clark calling out the pit this time.
That's a smart move from Tom Ringer. You know, he decided not to put up the fight because he knows if they fight, oh, Christian Clark a little loose on entry to pit road. But Tom Ringer knew if he put up too much of a fight, that was just going to drag those other cars up to him. Now he has a chance to kind of stabilize himself and hold those guys off with a nice gap.
And it looks like the 4 car of Chuck Burley might be slowly reeling in our race leader. He had him down to 1.4 seconds, now back out to 1.5. So I think the 4 car is finally kicking it into 5th gear and going to start trying to catch down our race leader.
That's definitely what he wants to do. He wants to get there. But again, they're teammates, so they've been talking. They definitely have been talking about what lines to run, what strategy to run. That makes it a lot harder when you know a guy knows everything you know. You've got to just go out there and outright beat him at your own pace, as he's dropped it down to a second.
Yeah, I think that 4 car is starting to really push. I think he sees there's 15 laps to go, and if he wants to reel him in, he's going to have to start pushing.
Yeah, the lap car didn't put up much of a fight with him. The lap car let him by, but now he's got another lap car in front of him. He's got 2 lap cars right in front of him. So he's going to have to figure out a way around that, as the 7 car is pulling back up to the 54 now. As he's going to dive low in the 67 of Charles Connor, he's looking to move through them right now. But he's got in tow the 7 car. But again, while this is all going down, 4 car has closed that gap even more. He's down to 0.8 of a second, 0.7 of a second. I think the 4 car is running a different line. It's kind of giving him more space. But it looks like he's actually going to... Oh, the leader into the wall. That's going to allow the 7 car past him. That's going to drop his lead more. Oh, car wrecking. 7 car all the way down into the wall. Stopped on track. Caution flag's going to come out. That is the caution no one wanted to see. Now everybody has got to make a decision. Do we pit for tires? Pit for tires. That is the biggest question here today. And we're going to take a quick commercial break while we're under this caution. We'll come back with a replay of what happened and the final excitement of this race.
Ship my pants? Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding.
You can ship your pants right here.
You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed.
If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
We are back here. Big shakeup. Our leader is now down to the P5 position. Jeff Dinda is sitting in the P1 position. He stayed out. Let's see what can happen here. Chuck Burley in the P2 position. Mark Holloway P3. And as we go green, Jeff is going to get a massive... And he loops it right in front of the 4 car.
That's going to be some pretty big front end damage to that 4 car. You know, we have seen the guy who is coming into this race currently leading the NextGen playoffs. Looped it on lap 1. 84 does it on lap 142. We're going to re-stack them up and see how this one plays out.
That was a crazy moment. Jeff, I mean, he already was calling out. He had old tires. I think his nerves just got to him. I think his nerves got to him because he got a beautiful launch and just that happened. I mean, I can't fault him for that. I think he just got nervous.
Yeah, nothing you can really do about it. Looks like he got a good start, and then when he went, same thing. When he went to shift, it just snapped around.
Yeah, and he was apologetic for that situation. I know he did not intend to do that to anybody, but now he gets to come back and he gets to have a chance. But one great thing here, I believe Charles Connor is now going to be back on the lead lap with the chance to drive as hard as he wants to now.
The issue with that is he is going to be starting from the rear of the field behind all of the lap cars since he will be the lucky dog candidate.
That is true, and he's going to have to be cautious on those cold tires. I know somebody wants to get to the front, Tyler Waltz. He's been dominating this race, and now he's down to the P4 position. He was originally P5, but because of that loop from the 84, that's going to move him up a position. So he's going to be definitely looking to get around those 3 cars in front of him.
We are going to step away to a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
This looks great. This must be yours. I found it on the kitchen table.
Thanks.
Mommy, have you seen my hamster?
Well, isn't he asleep in his cage?
Have you seen my hamster then?
No.
But honey, go upstairs and look thoroughly. I'm sure. Probably behind the bed like where you found him last time.
Okay.
And we are back. Chuck Burley, Mark Holloway going to be leading the way with Matthew Tennant P3, Tyler Waltz P4, Brandon Hinton P5, Tom Ringer P6. Then we got Jeff Dinda P7. And then after Jeff Dinda, you got Charles Connor. He is going to be P8. He's going to be the guy looking to drive his way to the front and make something happen right now. But Chuck Burley does have that front end damage, so pace car is off, and we're about to go green. They're tightening it up real good. Green flag is going to come out now. Chuck Burley, Matthew Tennant, both a beautiful launch. And looks like Tom Ringer spins tires, slaps the wall. But now you've got Matthew Tennant and Chuck Burley out here leading the way. But looks like Tyler Waltz is going to be looking to get under his teammate, Mark Holloway. Brandon Hinton slides into P3. Matthew Tennant is going to dive low on Chuck Burley. Remember, Chuck Burley has a front-end damage. Chuck Burley up into the wall. Now they're going Matthew Tennant setting the pace Brandon Hinton gets into P2. Mark Holloway's going to pass his teammate. So is Tyler Waltz. Chuck Burley first to fifth in one lap. Now we've got a good race going on. Matthew Tennett's going to hold strong. He's going to be looking to drive away from the field right now. He is holding that position, but he's got Brandon Hinton, one of the best in the business, as he also hits the wall. That's going to let Brandon Hinton get a little bit closer. Chuck Burley is going to settle into the P5 position. Charles Connor is now going to look underneath Chuck Burley, but he's got Tom Ringer all over him. Another car into the wall. I heard the noise, didn't see quite who it was. You also got Jeff Dinda. He is into the P5 position. He is driving hard out there. He's actually catching those race leaders right now. He's looking to advance his position.
We are now
fresh his tires.
2 laps to go. 59 of Matthew Tennant coming around this time by to take the white flag. Man, look at this Cinderella story for the 5 truck of Brandon Hinton, involved on lap number 1. Gets a jumping the race black flag. It is now up to the second place position. 0.6 of a second behind the 59 of Matthew Tennant.
It doesn't look like he's going to get there. Matthew Tennant's going to come out, exit of turn 4, and he's going to take his first next-gen win and secure himself as the points leader in the playoffs right now.
Playoff race number 1, 59 of Matthew Tennant secures the race win over the 5 of Brandon Hinton, finishing in second. 54 of Tyler Waltz finishing in third. The 56 car of Mark Holloway in fourth. Jeff Dinda recovered into a 5th place finish here tonight at the Monster Mile Dover Motor Speedway.
Shout out to all that top 5. You know, Matthew Tennant, he worked hard all race long. Brandon Hinton clawed tooth and nail to get to the position he is. Remember, he went a lap down after the restart after the first caution due to a black flag. Tyler Waltz dominating a race. He wanted to make sure he had something come fruition. Jeff Dinda, man. This man, absolutely amazing. First top 5 ever. Congratulations to him. And we're going to get our 3rd place finisher, Tyler Waltz, in here. I'm going to let you ask the questions first, Hunter. You hit him with it.
Tyler Waltz, man. Absolutely dominating performance, leading the majority of this race. Walk us through what happened to this 3rd place finish here at Dover Motor Speedway.
You want to talk about the most disappointed P3 I'll ever have in my life, probably. I don't know what the 7 car was doing. He came up, was racing the leaders like he was on the lead lap, and then just looped it out of whatever corner it was. And honestly, in a terrible headspace right now.
Now, Tyler, I understand being in a terrible headspace, but at the end of the day, you just put yourself in 3rd place in the playoffs right now. You know you've got great speed. You know you've got great pace. Are you going to use this momentum after leading 126 laps into next race to make sure you have something come out of that?
Where are we at next? Was it Iowa? Yeah, it should be another good race. I've figured out over the last couple weeks, short tracks is kind of where I'm pretty good at. So as long as everything goes the way it did tonight until the end, I feel very confident in how the next 3 weeks are going to go.
And the last question before we let you go, walk us through your strategy there at the beginning of the race, man, because like you were pulling 10-second gap over 2nd place. You know, what was your key here to securing, you know, this 3rd place finish and to pulling out away from everybody?
Well, really, I think it was Chuck, Tom, Mark, all the guys that were up front behind me all day. You know, they got taken out, and then I don't know what happened to Brandon on the 2nd restart. I think he had a black flag. But Brandon and those guys getting taken out pretty early is, you know, what made it easier. You know, I mean, 10 seconds is 10 seconds, but those guys would have held it a lot closer, I like to think.
Well, Tyler, once again, congratulations on that 3rd place finish here tonight. Looking forward to seeing how you carry that momentum into Iowa next week. Next up, we're going to get our 2nd place finisher in here. We got the 5 car of Brandon Hinton finishing in second place. Brandon, wow, what a Cinderella story. You were involved on the incident on not even lap one, prior to lap one. You were involved on the incident, started front row, what appeared to be a black flag, and, absolute just recovered to finish in second place. Walk us through this.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I avoided the lap one. I don't know if somebody spun the tires or whatever. I avoided that and gained a couple spots. But then, stupid me, I jumped the restart. I couldn't really see him. So I was trying to time it. We were in the box pretty good. I figured he had already taken off. Well, I was wrong. So I had to come in. And then that long green flag run, I tried to stay out as long as I could to make the fuel work and see if I could get a caution and stay on the lead lap. And that didn't work. And then got the caution that I needed, being the lucky dog. And if you'd have told me I would have got second after all that, I would have taken it in a heartbeat.
Dude, Brandon, you were a lap down 3/4 of that race. Tell me how you kept the mental fortitude to keep pushing forward that long in the race and still be a lap down and then eventually come out to P2. How do you keep your mind right for that?
Well, you just have to do what you can do. So you try and be the first car one lap down. That's your goal. So when the caution does come out, you're back in the game. So I was trying to stay ahead of it, even through the pit cycles, and because this is a very tough pit road to get on. So somebody can make an error, hit the pit wall. It can happen. It's easy, and so it's that. Playing into it and then just trying to stay on the lead lap or the first one lap down so I can get that lucky dog. And lucky for me, that's what happened. And then got back in it and then a late caution and got up to P2 somehow, but we'll take it.
Well, Brandon, once again, congratulations on this Cinderella story of a night. Going, from the last car on the track to finishing second place is just absolutely insane. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing how you intend on carrying this momentum forward into the NextGen playoffs at Iowa next weekend.
Thank you, guys. Again, appreciate what you guys do with the broadcasting and all. You guys are great at it. And I just want to congratulate Matthew on his first win. That's awesome.
Brandon Hinton, second place finisher here tonight at the Monster Mile Dover Motor Speedway. Let's get our race winner in here, 59 car Matthew Tennant. Matthew, walk us through that race for you.
It seemed pretty long, but started off with a wreck, and I got shuffled all the way to the back. But me and Tom worked our way back to the front, and old Tyler had a pretty good lead on both of us. I cycled through the pits and actually had a 4 or 5 second lead on him at that point, and then he caught me because he had a little bit fresher tires, and then I think I self-spun and got a caution and still managed to work my way through there. Good thing there wasn't a big field tonight, but it all worked out for me.
Matthew, you've had a roller coaster of a season in the last 4 weeks, I would say. I mean, you're talking about being involved in incidents, running up front, having, stuff around you and everything like that. But then to come out here and take a race win, is that a weight lifted off your shoulders to finally nab that first win?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wasn't sure if I'd ever win, really. I finished in the top 5 a few times, but like I said, it was a smaller field tonight, but it just kind of went my way there at the end.
Yeah, walk us through what your strategy was to make it there for the end. I know there were kind of a few curveballs thrown at the entire field, but walk us through what strategies you played to make it there.
Man, the only strategy I really could give you is I just kept my same line. Well, I don't know. After about 15, 20 laps, I started to kind of run up the track a little bit. But I just got this one line I've ran at Dover a million times, and I just stick with it. And it just kind of pays off. I usually will start catching people, which is rare for me. I usually burn my stuff up. So I don't know. Dover's just a good track for me.
Well, congratulations on this race win, Matthew. You definitely earned it. You worked hard to be in the position you're in. And this is going to set you as the points leader for the next gen playoffs. There's 3 more races left. And I think you are in the best position possible right now. So well done on you, sir.
I appreciate it, boys. Thank you.
Congratulations to that 59 car of Matthew Tennant on tonight's race win. Edwin, to recap it, we had a lot of good racing out there. A few cautions that were a few incidents. But overall, we've seen the field spread out. Seeing these guys put their strategies into effect was just phenomenal. Go ahead and close us on out here.
Yeah, it was an absolute phenomenal race. We had a surprise winner. If you watched this whole race, you would have never expected Matthew Tennant to be the race winner here today. And that's no hate on him, but you had a dominant performance from Tyler Waltz. All of Rack Think was just showed up, and then they did not close the deal. It's not their fault, but races swing. So I thought that was a phenomenal race. Thank you, Hunter, for being here with me and broadcasting. Thank you, Damon O'Brien, for putting on that great producer skills. If you want to race with us, go to racedescom and come join us. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for our next 2 races. See ya.